we know Lamar will get franchised. Okay? So just hypothetically say, the Ravens are not telling people they're trading Lamar. I mean, that they're not doing that. However, the Ravens are smart. Why would you do that? You can't do that. So the Ravens are just going to sit there and have their phone on their desk and wait. So let's just hypothetically say, which I thought was a fascinating report today by Josina Anderson, that Miami is in these quarterback markets. Okay? Mm-hmm. Fascinating, right? Miami with your boy Tua? I mean, where's that jersey behind you, by the way? With Tua, all right. So if you're Carolina, let's say, and you're engaged in polls, and polls is claiming he can get a 24-1, a 25-1, and flop this year. I mean, that's pretty heavy price considering that none of these quarterbacks are viewed as elite, okay? Mm-hmm. All right, so he's telling everybody he's got that. If he had that, he would have taken it by now. All right? So if you're Carolina, wouldn't you call up Baltimore and say, or Miami, wouldn't you call Baltimore up and say, instead of offering 2 1s and a 2, offer something for Lamar and see what they do, see how they react? And I think most Raven fans would be surprised how they reacted to that. I think that they would be willing to listen because the one place Lamar wants to play is Miami, beyond any doubt, and I know that. He wants to play in Miami. It's home. So if Miami is now tiptoeing into this, looking at the quarterback market, don't be surprised if they don't make that phone call to Baltimore. Don't be surprised if Carolina, who's at the 9th pick in the draft, doesn't make a phone call to Eric DeCosta. Now, I'm not saying DeCosta's going to trade him. All I'm saying is, and I've said, and I've maintained this for 2 months now, they're going to listen. They are very good at that. They don't begin with the end in mind in Baltimore, and they'll listen. So I think that's one possibility that's out there. That I think he let me say this tactfully. I think he could be had. And it would not surprise me if we wake up on March 17th and Lamar's on a new team. That would not surprise me. I think that would not surprise me at all. And I don't care what happens tomorrow. I mean, they're going to tag him. Yeah. I think they'll tag him on the lesser number for their cap because you have to deal with them, and you got to get them signed to an extension. But I would not say that Poles is in the driver's seat because there's a lot of quarterbacks behind the scenes that are available that you might be able to get.
You gave us a lot there. You emptied the clip, or maybe I'm sure you have more in the holster.
I got more for you. I got way more. Okay, you got more. I got way more for
you. Can you say it, or can you not say it?
But I mean, I'm not even saying what I know. I'm not saying what I know. I'm just trying to set the stage.
Okay. All right. Well, you've set the table, and now let's start to dig into the meal here, because you mentioned how Lamar wants to play in Miami and how he's from that area, from South Florida. Josina Anderson put out that report a couple days ago. Dolphins are exploring all options. They're not necessarily committed to picking up the 5th-year option on their quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. Obviously, Tua last year suffering all the concussions, his health going forward. He wants to play, but who knows if the Dolphins want to commit to him going forward with the health being an uncertainty for Tua. Would Baltimore want to trade within the conference, though, going to Miami? Do you think they care about that? And do we make too much of that as outsiders of saying, oh, well, they would prefer to trade him to a Carolina or to an Atlanta versus going to Miami, who might have the best deal if they're desperate enough to try to upgrade the quarterback position?
Remember, Lamar has a say in this, Femi. So if Lamar wants to play in Miami, he's only going to sign an extension with Miami. Yeah, so that doesn't mean Baltimore's going to take a discount deal to send him to Miami. That's not the case. I mean, Baltimore's way smarter than that. And again, I think Baltimore's being really smart here. They're not advertising that they're trading anybody. They're saying their phone will ring. They'll listen. As all teams should do, you should listen. I mean, obviously, Kansas City's not going to listen to trade offers for Mahomes. There's only about 8 or 9 players that you're not listening to on a trade offer.
Thanks for watching the GM Shuffle with Michael Lombardi. And for more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to VSiN Live and the GM Shuffle podcast with Michael Lombardi, presented by DraftKings and VSiN, wherever you get your podcasts.